All right, let's get into it. Today, we're going to stop just talking about AI security and actually get our hands dirty. We're building your personal training ground for hacking AI. So, this is the big question, right? You see AI getting plugged into literally everything, and you have to wonder, how do you even learn to find its unique weak spots? And the answer, honestly, it's not in a book. You can read a mountain of research papers, but to really get it, you've got to break it yourself. You learn by doing. Okay, so before we dive into the labs, we need to get the lay of the land. We have to understand the battlefield itself, because large language models, well, they've brought in a whole new set of security problems that look nothing like the stuff we're used to. And the way we're going to tackle this is a classic in the security world. Just, adapt it for this crazy new frontier. The capture the flag, or CTF. Think of it as a hands-on, gamified way to learn, where your job is to hunt for secrets, we call them flags, tucked away inside AI systems that were built to be vulnerable. So this right here, this is the new vocabulary for the battlefield. You can forget about your standard SQL injections for a minute. Now we're talking about things like prompt injection, where you basically trick the AI, or excessive agency, which is a fancy way of saying an AI with tools starts doing way more than it should. The CTFs we're about to look at, they're built from the ground up to teach you exactly how to spot and pull off these kinds of attacks. All right, first up, let's talk about your personal AI gym. These are tools you can set up right on your own machine. No cloud fees, no signups needed, just pure hands-on practice. This is all about building that foundational muscle memory in a totally safe space where you can't break anything important. So here are two really great places to start. Over on the left, you've got AI Goat. It's kind of like an all-in-one package. You just run it with Docker, and boom, you have a whole series of challenges ready to go. Then on the right, there's Bishop Fox's Local LLM CTF. This one's a bit more lightweight and specialized, really zeroing in on how to get around AI safety filters. Which one you pick really just depends on your setup and what you want to focus on first. Oh, and if you want the absolute, dead simple way to get started, there's Steve's Chat Playground. This thing runs entirely in your web browser. Nothing to install. You can literally start messing around with filters and prompt injections in seconds. Super easy. Okay, so once you've done a few reps in your local gym, you're ready to step into the public sparring ring. These are hosted platforms with ready-made sandboxes. The big advantage here is just the sheer variety. You get to test your skills against a ton of different challenges built by different experts. It's a great way to see how other people are thinking about AI security. And each of these arenas has its own unique flavor, right? Crucible is this massive AI red teaming environment with over 65 challenges. Gandalf is more of a fun, gamified thing where you try to jailbreak an AI through levels that get harder and harder. And then there's LLaMa, which is a cool minigame focused purely on clever prompt engineering tricks. So you can pick what sounds most fun to you. And look, this isn't just for fun. This quote right here really drives home the real-world value. We've got a senior red team operator saying this is how he learned most of what he knows, by doing. There's really no better endorsement than that. This is how pros are leveling up their skills, right now. All right, now it's time to enter the advanced dojos. This is where we move past simple chatbots and start tackling the really complex, high-stakes stuff that actually looks like real-world systems. What you're gaining here is experience with the messy, interconnected reality of AI in production. Yeah, the focus here really shifts to what the industry is calling agentic AI. These are AIs that don't just talk. They do things. They can use tools, make API calls, interact with other apps, and as you can probably guess, that's where the risk gets really serious. Okay, this is a brilliant example from the DAM Vulnerable LLM Agent project. Just watch how this plays out. A user makes a totally normal request, but then the attacker slips in a fake observation right into the AI's internal thought process. Now, look at the agent's new thought in step 4. It just completely trusts that fake data and goes ahead and fetches transactions for the wrong user. This is a subtle but incredibly powerful next-level attack. And these are the dojos where you can practice those exact kinds of advanced attacks. You've got OWASP, the gold standard in web security, with their FinBot, where you're attacking a fake financial AI. PortSwigger, the folks behind Burp Suite, they have a whole learning path on this stuff. These labs let you really specialize in those high-stakes areas where AI meets critical systems. So why does all this training actually matter? Well, because this isn't just some niche hobby anymore. Learning to hack AI is quickly becoming a core skill for anyone who works in cybersecurity. This really is the new frontier. And the proof is right there in who's building these training grounds. We're not talking about small projects here. We're seeing the biggest, most respected names in tech and security investing heavily in creating these labs and CTFs. They're literally building the infrastructure to train the next generation of AI defenders. I mean, just look at this list. You've got Microsoft open sourcing the very labs they use for their own internal AI red team training. You've got OWASP and PortSwigger adapting their legendary security training for AI. Even Hack the Box, a giant in the CTF world, is running major competitions focused on AI. When these guys move, you know the whole industry is about to follow. So the takeaway here is pretty simple. The days of AI security being just a theoretical field, they're over. The labs, the sandboxes, the challenges, they're all out there, right now, ready for you. The training grounds have been built. So the only real question left is, are you ready to step inside and start learning?